Welcome back to another episode of Nutritional World's podcast. This month's theme is on energy, why it's lacking, what can we do about it in natural ways. And there's three different subjects I want to talk about: the blood chemistry, medications, and nutritional imbalances. These encompass many of the reasons why, like Jack yesterday, who walks in the store, which is practically every day, you know, Ed, I just don't feel I have stamina much anymore. I get worn out so easy. I wake up a little bit tired, and sometimes I'll get a perk of energy during the day, but it seems to fizzle by 2 o'clock. My doctor says everything's perfectly fine when I go get the physical. And he basically says that you have TMB, too many birthdays. Don't let anyone, family, friends, or healthcare people tell you that's the reason you have no energy. That means they're not willing to look into the depth of your chemistry and other parts to this puzzle. And at Nutritional World for 45 years, I've kind of been that the number two question I ever get asked. And number one is, how do I lose weight? But number two is, how do I have more energy? So let's go through this, and hopefully I can unpack some of the options for you. Well, when you first look at the first category, blood chemistry, most physicals are giving you a very small snippet of the information necessary to truly evaluate where you are. Because if you had an acute disease, you had something really wrong, it's great to get that information. But if you want to work with Father Time and slow down the ravages of aging, you got to get more in-depth blood work. And those can pick up things like chronic inflammation through a test called C-reactive protein, insulin levels that are highly elevated, not just glucose. We can look at anemia. That's where the red blood cells carry oxygen. Well, you can imagine how low energy you'll have if you don't carry enough oxygen. And we can, look at things like the parathyroid gland makes calcium go up on a blood test. Number one side effect of that is terrible energy. It's like I can't get out of bed in the morning. So working with a true integrative health professional is fantastic. Or you can come to our location. It's not our lab, it's independent, called Be Well Labs, on Tuesdays and Thursdays, last Friday of the month, and get anything you would like as far as a panel to check all of these pieces to this puzzle. So you can go to nutritionw.com. At the very top says blood testing, and you can work on your own to empower yourself. Secondly, medications. Beta blockers, which make the adrenal glands produce less hormones that usually, if those hormones give you get up and go in the morning. And then we have statin drugs. A lot of people have muscular pain and fatigue through statin drugs. And then we've got antihistamines. I mean, we know what Benadryl does. It makes everyone sleepy. We've got the antibiotics. Many people realize when they're on antibiotics, they feel less energetic. Now, sometimes, that's a short run, so we just get past it. But if you have chronic medications, try to discuss it, deal with those in ways. How can we reduce the dose, perhaps? And how can we empower the body so that it can do its own job rather than relying on these? Sometimes we have to rely on some. I'm not going to pretend that we don't. And then lastly, how about the nutritional content? Well, B12 alone will cause you to feel extremely fatigued. And the B12 most people are taking is called cyanocobalamin. I'm not a fan of that. Cyanocobalamin, it's not dangerous, but it is made with a cyanide molecule that's all in a combination. It's not going to be harmful, but it's not as good as methylcobalamin. And most people can do a sublingual in the mouth and make it work because the pills you swallow usually won't because they can't be absorbed, or you can do injections. Those are the in the mouth injections, are only two really valuable ways to do that. And B complex. You know what B complex does? It converts food to energy. Well, guess what? If you don't have enough B vitamins and you're not converting the fuel that you eat every day to energy, well, you will have a short circuit and you will not have the amount of energy. And how about like the electrolytes like potassium and calcium and magnesium and sodium? These are actually molecules and minerals that have electrical charges. It's no different than your cell phone if the battery goes dead. If you don't have enough of these, and it's pretty hard to eat enough of these, especially if you're on medications and you don't have a plan of action. A plan as we age, to me, is the most important thing. It's not haphazard. I'm going to wake up in the morning and I hope that I'm going to find the right foods and the right maybe supplements in my counter, and I'm going to maybe try to do some exercise. That's not going to work, people. I think we all know that from our past experience. We have health coaches at Nutrition World that you can book online at nutritionnw.com, and we can help you make a plan. We're not treating diseases, but we can help you put together an empowering protocol for you to not only feel better, but to be healthier as the years go on.